Greetings from the hangar deck. Welcome in. I wanted to do a video on the final reveal, if you will, of the A6M5 Type 52 Zero from Nakajima. The kit is from Fine Molds. The Zero was built by, this particular version of the Zero was built by Nakajima. Fantastic kit. Really, really, really great. I just cannot overemphasize how wonderful this kit actually is. I'll give you a quick tour here. If you recall from my other videos, this center fuselage right here was all one piece and it was open at the bottom. So instead of having to put two halves together and then deal with a seam line, there was no seam line in that center fuselage. The cockpit section came up through the bottom and it went right up into the fuselage and everything looked great. And then the tail section from about right here back to about right there was also one section. I believe this would be what would be known as the empennage. And that glued on to the center section, and then there was a far end section that slid into the center fuselage. And it was, I mean, there are no seams on this model. There were no seams to cover up. I didn't do a really great job with putty so that you can't see the seam. There were no seams in this model. It was incredible. Another thing about this particular kit was when you join the top sections of the wing to the bottom section, if you look really close, there's a little bit of an overlap right there. At first, when I first saw that, I thought, okay, they didn't shoot the mold right, and I'm going to have to sand all that off. I am so glad I looked and realized that that is actually the way the aircraft was manufactured. That was where this edge of this wingtip folded over and was riveted to the bottom. You can see the rivets in that detail. So I was really glad I didn't take that off. Engine was very detailed. This shroud will come off, although I'm not going to take it off. It's on there now as far as I'm concerned. And when you build the wing, there is a main spar that goes the width of the wing. And then there are the framework pieces to build the wheel well. You want to make sure that you pay very close attention to the instructions and that you get all of those pieces in, because I didn't, and I didn't include the ones that were at the very top, and I had to split the wing apart and put those in. Fortunately, the glue had not really had a chance to set up, so it was not a problem. The wing, everything about the wing went together pretty well. That was the hardest part. I had to use a little clamping and a little bit of super glue to hold that all in place, but it was not a big deal. It was far easier than a lot of models. Then when I put the wing on the fuselage, I had to use a pressure clamp and slowly increase the pressure until I got the wing to snap into place in the fuselage. Again, not a big deal. A little bit of super glue and it's held really nice. Another thing on the instructions. The instructions include QRC codes that are links to videos on how to build the model. And that is extremely helpful. I've never seen that in another kit before in my life. A word about the instructions. On some sections of the build, it is best to build that assembly in specific steps. It will show you where everything goes, but then you'll see like a little black square with a number 1 and then a number 2 and a number 3 and what have you. And those are the order in which those parts need to be put in. So pay close attention to that if you build this kit. I believe this kit number is FZ02, but it is from Fine Molds, and I would encourage you to find this kit if you're a model builder and like really well-made kits. I would encourage you to find this kit and build it. I'm thinking very seriously. I have a very special A6M5 from Tamiya. I'm thinking very serious about building it next, just to kind of compare the two. But I don't know if I will or not. If I do, I will let you know. But man, what a really, really great kit. I just, I cannot overemphasize how great this kit is and how much fun it was to build, and how I don't want to say easy to build, because some people will take that as a bad thing. It wasn't that it was easy, it was that it was so well thought out. And it was like it was designed, it was like it was a model that was designed by a model builder for model builders. And it was very well engineered and very well made. The glazing here, the glass for the cockpit, that the frame and the glass actually are separate, and it came with a traditional canopy should you decide to use that. But I really wanted to give this a try, and I really thought this is where I would say, okay, this is the nadir of this kit. This is where they're not going to do any better. This is their low point, and I was wrong. It worked really well too. I just had to take my time, but it allows you to completely paint the canopy frame a completely different color, inside and out, and then assemble the glass into the canopy. And it's incredible. It is just simply incredible. So enough of the ums. But that is my review of the Fine Molds A6M5 Type 52 Nakajima. I thought I would also tell you that there is another Fine Molds kit out there, an A6M5 Type 52 Mitsubishi. So it's a slightly different Zero. Still a Zero, but slightly different, built by Mitsubishi instead of Nakajima. If you're even thinking about it, go out and get this kit. I was going to show you, I did a little bit of weathering on it. You could do a whole lot more. That would fit. Japanese planes had a real problem with the paint sticking. By the way, this bluish green inside fuselage color is a little bit of Mr. Color metallic blue mixed with about an equal amount of Mr. Color metallic green. And it is a acrylic paint, but man, does it smell bad. But this is as accurate as I could make it color that the Japanese used. They used a funky inside color. But anyway, I'm going to stop handling this before I break it. But did a little weathering, like this shading here. That is actually from AK Shaders. And that was a lot of fun. But great model kit. If you're thinking about picking it up, I would encourage you to do so. All right. That is your update, your final video on the Fine Molds A6M5 Type 52 Zero from Nakajima. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.